Ano nakita mo?
Yung mga supporting documents po, Mr. Chairman.
Nasaan yun? Ipakita mo sa amin.
Sir, pag sa bookkeeping po kasi, sa amin po, pupunta lang po kami sa opisina ng kliyente, hiramin po namin yung mga records nila, and then isusulat po namin dun sa mga manual books. And then, ibabalik din po namin lahat sa kanila before po kami umalis sa opisina nila.
Paano mangyayari doon? Wala ka maipakita. Di ikaw ngayon ang nakabilad, di ba? Tama ba yun,
Ganun
Mr.
lang.
Abrera? Siya nakabilad ngayon dahil nakayon sa account sila. Dapat may papel siya na hawak and remain the property of such certified public accountant.
Mr. Chairman, clarify lang po kung sila Mr. Mariano din po yung nag-prepare ng summary list of purchases kasi doon po wala si Tigerfield, Mr. Chairman.
Kayo ba, Mr. Jeff Mariano, ang nag-prepare ng tax returns at summary list of sales and purchases?
Starting ano lang po, Mr. Chairman.
Anong ano lang? Yes or no?
Starting October 1 po kami yung nag-prepare, Mr. Chairman.
For the taxable year?
October 1, 2020
Anong
po.
taxable year?
2020,
Anong taxable year?
2020, Mr. Chairman.
2020. So kasama doon yung April, May, June, di ba?
Hindi po.
O, sino nag-prepare doon?
Hindi ko
Siyempre,
po alam.
papasok ka, tatanungin mo sino nag-prepare ng mga papeles na yan. Atras ka na nga atras, mahuhuli ka rin. Go ahead.
Hindi ko na po naabutan, Mr. Chairman, yung naunang accountant sa amin.
Hindi ko tinatanong kung naabutan mo. Siyempre, magtatanong ka, bakit wala itong mga papeles na ito? Do not participate in the crime of these people.
Yes po. Sir, pag sa client po kasi, ang engagements po namin is prospective. So, hindi po namin kino-cover yung backlogs.
Di ba paano ka makakapagsabit ng income tax return? Income tax returns hanggang October lang? Hindi pwede yun. Pag nagsabit ka, full, di ba? Pipirma ng kliyente mo pagtapos mo pinirmahan. Tama o hindi?
Tama po.
Oh. So huwag yung papeles na ginawa mo.
Hindi na po. Ang ibig ko pong sabihin, Mr. Chairman, yung backlog bookkeeping po, hindi po namin siya kino-cover.
Huwag mo kami paikutin. Kayo ang pumirma. Tama? Sabi mo kanina, ikaw ang pumirma. Kayo, yung kumpanya nyo.
Hindi po, wala po kami pinipirmahan, Mr. Chairman.
Kayo ang nag-prepare
Kami po
nung tax returns at summary list of sales. Eh para kayo ay safe, dapat meron kang kopya.
Pag manual po kasi, Mr. Chairman, yung environment ng isang kumpanya. So ano po ito, talagang paper-based po silang lahat, no?
Ganun ba kayo kahirap na sasabihin nyo manual? Ang binili nito, ang binenta at kinita ng Pharmally sa kapalit ng kanilang pagsusupply, umaabot between 9 billion, kung di ako nagkakamali. Papayag ka na manual yun? Di ka ba natatakot sa dami ng binayad sa kanilang gobyerno? Papayag ka na manual lang?
Kung manual or electronic po kasi, Mr. Chairman, magdedepende pa rin po yun sa management kung ano po yung gusto na. Kumbaga,
So ang sinasabi mo, may depekto talaga ay yung management.
hindi naman po, sir. I mean, case to
So, ano
case
pala
po
ibig
kasi.
mo sabihin? Ano ibig mo
yung-
sabihin? Walang may pagkasalanan?
Hindi naman po. Hindi naman po sa ganon.
O ano pala sa ganun?
Ibig ko pong sabihin, sir, yung choice po kasi kung magmamanual lang ang isang kumpanya or paperless is nasa sa kanila po yun, kung ano po yung pipiliin nila.
Itatanggapin nyo? Ganun kayo kasayad sa pera? Magkano binayad sa inyo?
25 po.
25,000? O 25 million?
Mura naman.
1,000 lang po. Mr.
1,000?
Chairman.
Mr. Cabrera, you've been an accountant for a long time. You have a very big, not a very big one, but certainly a credible one. Tama ba yun? 25,000 for such a big amount and transaction?
Mr. Chairman, since ang sabi ni Mr. Mariano is bookkeeper lang po sila, that's possible, Mr. Chairman. Yun po yung within the range of the professional fees being paid.
All right, but can you just tell us and help us how we can proceed with this gentleman who seems to be changing his answers and limiting the scope of the inquiry when he prepared? When you prepare a tax return, does it cover October only to December?
Well, Mr. Chairman,
So mga
normally po kasi,
kababayan, itong
lalo na
si
sabi ni
Presidente
Mr. Mariano in the
Duterte,
previous hearings na sila
yan?
din po yung nag-draft ng FS. Siyempre po dapat nakita din po niya yung previous months. And according din kay Mr. Mariano, nakita niya or familiar siya kay Tiger Phil. Pero si Tiger Phil po, Mr. Chairman, is March and April po nag-supply, Mr. Chairman.
That's correct. Pero nakita niya yung Tiger Phil, sabi niya kaagad, di ba? Ngayong hapon na ito, sinabi mo, nakita mo yung Tiger Phil, correct, Mr. Mariano?
Yes po. I recall po, sir, yung company na yun.
Now you recall, I asked you, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I or somebody else asked you about that. The previous hearing.
Apo, yes po.
Ano yung opo?
Natanong din po yan sa previous hearings.
Ano
Mr.
sagot
Chairman.
mo? Tingnan nyo nga yung TSN.
I recall po, sir, na ang sagot ko po that time is familiar po ako dun sa name na Tiger Phil.
Saan nakalagay yan? Nakalagay dyan, hindi po kami nag-duplicate. Kumbaga, punta lang po kami doon, nag-record, and then when the day is done, everything is left in po sa premises. Ganun ba yan?
Yes po.
Ha? Totoo yan?
Yes po, sir, yun po yung, ganun po kasi yung process namin, sir. So,
Alam ko hindi kayo employee, pero kayo ang magpe-prepare para ipa-file na lang sa BIR, correct?
correct po.
Is there any liability on their part for filing in an accurate tax return, Mr. Abrera?
Mr. Chairman, kasi po outsourced bookkeeper po sila. Wala po kasi wala po tayong regulations na nagsasanction or nagsasabing may liability po sila. Since ang pumipirma po is management po at hindi rin din po sila auditor, Mr. Chairman. Ang gusto ko lang linawin, Mr. Chairman, if I may be allowed, Mr. Chairman, can I present this previous slide? Nung previous hearings po kasi, Mr. Chairman, we established based on the submission of BIR na may 3.4 billion unsupported purchases, Mr. Chairman. Ang gusto ko lang pong i-reiterate, pagka po hinimay natin or bin-breakdown natin yung 3.4 billion, ay, wala yung slide. Pagka na-reiterate po natin yung 3.4, pag bin-breakdown po natin yung 3.4 billion purchases, unsupported purchases, Mr. Chairman. So 7.2 billion po yung kinlaim nila sa audited FS. 3.8 billion po yung galing sa BIR. Based po to sa summary list of purchases and importations na partly na record or na submit din nila Mr. Mariano. Pero pag hinimay po natin yung 3.8 billion, Mr. Chairman, 2.9 billion purchases kay Evermore galing na first time natin narinig nung nag-submit na si BIR ng summary list of purchases, Mr. Chairman. Then 273 million kay Acme Pinnacle. Then 613 million importations per summary list of importation na wala pa rin po kaming nare-receive na records or reports from Bureau of Customs, Mr. Chairman. Then unrelated expenses na po yung balanse doon sa summary list of purchases at yung pinakamalaki nga po doon sa unrelated sa inventory, yung 10.9 million luxury car. Pagka po sinabing unrelated, hindi naman po kasi sila nagbebenta ng kotse. So hindi po inventaryo yung luxury car. But of course, dahil kinlaim nila for VAT purposes, nakasama po siya dun sa summary list of purchases. Gusto ko lang po i-reiterate, Mr. Chairman, si Tiger Phil, pati po si Royal Cargo, wala po sa submission sa BIR. Wala po sila sa summary list of purchases. So in short po, yung 3.4 billion unsupported purchases, until now, Mr. Chairman, based sa mga documents po na nasubmit sa Senate at na-review po namin, wala pa rin po kaming makitang basis kung saan po nanggaling yung 3.4 billion purchases. Nung na-review po namin yung submission ni Royal Cargo, gusto ko lang din po i-reiterate na April 2020 po, nagkaroon ng contract si Royal Cargo kay Pharmally. Ang initial natanggap nila, na-deliver sa warehouse nila, 2 boxes of extraction kit noong July 8, 2020. Ibig sabihin po, mula nung nagsimulang magkaroon ng delivery, hindi pa po involved si Royal Cargo. Kasi tumanggap siya ng inventaryo mula kay Pharmally, July 8 lang po. At nung taxable year 2020, Mr. Chairman, 614 units lamang po ang na-deliver ni Royal Cargo at nanatili po yung 6,568 sa kanilang inventaryo. I-reiterate ko lamang po, Mr. Chairman, na sa inventaryong tinutukoy natin, wala po ditong facial mask or shield or kahit anong PPE. Ito po ay puro extraction kits or testing kits lang po, Mr. Chairman. So, nananatili pa rin pong unknown or unsupported yung purchases at yung delivery po ng mga cost of sales na naka-report po sa audited financial statements. Pagka hinimay po natin, pag binangga po namin sa delivery receipts na nanggaling kay Pharmally at sa record ni ps-dbm, Mr. Chairman, sa record po ni ps-dbm, meron pong 8.8 billion. May 8.8 billion po na total delivery si Pharmally kay ps-dbm. Pero po, wala pong disclosure yung 4.4 billion na delivery ng mask and PPE. I-reiterate ko lang, Mr. Chairman, wala pa po si Royal Cargo dito. So walang warehouse, walang delivery records yung 4.4 billion base po dun sa mga dokumento na nasubmit po sa amin for review. So dun po sa balanse, kung 8.8 billion po yung total 8.8 billion worth yung total deliveries ni Pharmally kay ps-dbm, Mr. Chairman, yung 4.4 billion ay facial mask and PPE, yung balanse po ay testing kits na po, na 4.4 billion din. So 50-50 po yung na-deliver kay Pharmally. Kalahati po nung 8.8 billion facial mask and PPE, yung kalahati po na 4.4 billion ay testing kits. Pero po, wala pong disclosure yung 2.1 billion. So ibig sabihin po, yung May to June, na wala pa po si Royal Cargo, wala po tayong record or kahit anong dokumento na na-review regarding dun sa kung ito po ba ay inventaryo na at saan po nakalagay yung inventaryo at paano po na-deliver kasi po wala pong disclosure sa warehousing and delivery. Ulitin ko po, pumasok po si Royal Cargo April 22 at July 8 po nagsimulang magkaroon ng July 8 po na unang tumanggap ng inventaryo si Royal Cargo. So lumalabas, Mr. Chairman, yung 2.3 billion nandun na si Royal Cargo. Pero po, 27,043 units po yung naging delivery from July to November, Mr. Chairman. Pero kay Royal Cargo po, sa record po na sinabit ni Royal Cargo, 614 units lamang po yung na-deliver ni Royal Cargo. Pero ang na-deliver po ni Pharmally kay ps-dbm nasa 27,043 units or 2.3 billion worth. So ibig sabihin po, Mr. Chairman, na natiling hindi pa rin po malinaw, undisclosed pa rin po, unknown pa rin po yung records ng warehousing at delivery ng mga facial mask, PPE at iba pang testing kits. Kung ang pagbabasihan lamang po natin si Royal Cargo. Si Royal Cargo na wala din po sa summary list of purchases or records ni Pharmally based on BIR submission, Mr. Chairman. Ngayon, para lang po matapos po yung issue dun sa undisclosed financing, may undisclosed financing kay Pharmally and dun sa mga matrices na pinresent nyo po, gusto ko lang pong i-reiterate na yung mga known personalities na po, pag binangga po namin yung kanilang declared income sa kanilang total investment, hindi po talaga na undisclosed pa rin po o hindi pa rin po ma-determine or ma-establish yung kanilang financial capacity or source of income, Mr. Chairman. From 1.5 billion.
Ray, Mr. Abrea, can you go to that later? I just want to finish this matter of the possibility. What the possibility is looming since hindi ma-account yung ikamo 2.3 billion. Ano ba yan? Can you go back to the previous
3.4 billion po. First slide please. 3.4 billion.
Would that be possible na walang dumating talaga? Na post delivery yun? Is that possible? Sorry?
Wala po kaming na-review documents or record, Mr. Chairman.
So if there is none, and Royal Cargo is their warehouse and they only accepted in July, is there a possibility that there were no actual stocks delivered?
Based on documents, Mr. Chairman.
In fact, let me finish. Tiger Philippines came up and they supplied from the Philippines, right? There were
Yes,
no
Mr.
importation. So lumalabas talaga na maaaring wala talagang dumating at pinakit na lang yung pera. Is that a possibility?
Based on documents, Mr. Chairman, yes po. Wala pong records.
Walang record and therefore walang na-deliver. So pag hindi pinakita yan, would I be well within our conclusion na naloko talaga ang bansa, na talaga may ghost deliveries dahil ayaw naman nila magsalita. Lumalabas, pinapahanal natin yung mga libro. Sabi nga nung isang kapitbahay ko, pagbaba ko sa elevator kanina, kasama ko yung mga staff, ang sabi sa amin, hindi nyo na makikita yan, tinatago nila yan dahil mabibiso talaga, ghost deliveries yan. Would that be a correct conclusion? It would appear.
Possible, Mr. Chairman, pag wala pong documents, Mr. Chair.
Yes, and therefore, the BIR can go after them, right?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Well, yan ang problema. And what would be, ito si Mr. Mariano, hindi ako makapaniwala na bookkeeper, kahit na bookkeeper ka, nakakalito na eh. Ano ba ang role ni Illuminada? Ano siya? Bookkeeper ba siya? Internal?
Auditor, Mr. Chairman.
Ba? Ha?
External auditor po si Ms. Ebial, Mr. Chairman.
So pumipirma na lang sila. Ganoon rin si pumipirma lang sila. Binayaran si Miss Sabial ng 4,000. Binayaran itong si Jeff Mariano ng 25,000. I'm sorry, the profession is respected. Pero siguro pumayag na lang sila, binabayaran sila. That's income without really inspecting the way we have inspected here. Would that be correct?
Based on the claims
Sorry?
based on the claims naman, admission naman po ni Ms. Ebial, hindi po niya nakita lahat ng records, Mr. Chair.
Gano'n rin na sinasabi ngayon. Hindi nakita ni Sabial yung records, hindi rin nakita ng nitong si Joe Mariano, Jeff Mariano, yung records. Is that correct, Jeff?
Sir, nakita ko po yung mga supporting docs, pero ang sinabi ko lang po, sir, yung hindi po na ni-request na po namin yung records pero hindi pa naibibigay sa amin.
So you're still expecting ibibigay sa inyo?
Kasi sir, nasabi na rin po sa akin, I think last month po, napadala po ako ng Sabina Juices Tecum to provide po yung supporting docs. Is ni-request ko lang din po sa kliyente. So yes, with expectation.
Kanino mo ni-request?
Kay Sir Mohit po. Via email po, Mr. Chairman.
So hindi ka sinasagot ni Mohit?
Wala pong feedback, sir.
Gano'ng katagal na yon?
I think last month po ata, sir, mga early November.
Siguruhin mo. Padala mo yung sulat, pinadala mo sa kanila dito. I need to get the copy of that letter. Do you have it there? Do you have it?
It's in the email po, Mr. Sir. Send ko po kay kay Sir Kimbo. Kay Attorney Kimbo po.
You have your computer there. Can you look at it now?
Sige po.
We're not gonna stop here. In the meantime, Mr. Rabiera, are there any other observations?
Mr. Chairman, regarding lang po dun sa still undisclosed financing, Mr. Chairman, last 2 slides na po. Bali, Mr. Chairman, since marami na pong companies yung na-mention as initially possible source ng financing ni Pharmally, so binangga lang po namin yung dineclare nilang income from 2016 to 2020 dun po sa mga common personalities na nababanggit na versus dun sa kanilang total investments sa mga companies na mention din po. So hindi pa rin po namin na-establish yung kanilang source of financing or financial capacity to make the investment, Mr. Chairman. Then, nung tinignan din po namin yung yung mga common directors or investors ng iba't ibang kumpanya.
Mr. Brea, let me just stop you there. Ibig sabihin, hindi nyo nakita, hindi magbalanse yung kanilang accumulated income from 2016 to 2020 katulad ni Michael Yang Hong Min, 1.5 million ang kanyang dineklara. Pero ang kanyang investment sa mga kumpanya ay 52,125,000. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So, lalo na si Miss Nono Lim, Rose Nono Lim, 1,361,000 ang kanyang accumulated income na lumabas ang total investment niya ay 136.353 million, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. 1% lang po nung kanyang investment.
Alright. So lumalabas, wala tayong information kay Moy Dargani, Lincoln Ong, Twinkle Dargani. Hindi ba dapat inuukil-kil na yan ng BIR? Lalo na pag nakikinig ang presidente, pupupok na sa lamesa dapat yan. Ba't hindi nyo hinuhuli yan? Di ba that's a natural reaction? Higipit ang gobyerno. Number 1 tayong umuutang sa pandemic. Di ba pupupok na lamesa ang presidente, sasabihin sa BIR, ba't hindi nyo inuukil-kil yan at malaman natin? Would that be a natural reaction, sir?
To find out the source, Mr. Chairman, yes.
Yes. Even I can ask anybody among there, talagang hindi nila mapapaliwanag yan. So, lumalabas talaga na we can conclude that talaga may ghost deliveries, or we can conclude that they're money laundering dahil hindi nila may paliwanag yan. Sinasabi sa akin itong mga ito na kung saan na raw ako sumuot ang Blue Ribbon. Talagang ganun ang Blue Ribbon. We're not a fishing expedition. Kung ano ang pinakita, nakakoneksyon kayo, hahanapin natin yan because ang susi rito, paano kayo nakapag-supply, yun ang unang-una, paano kayo nakapag-supply ng ganyan kalalaking halaga na hindi nyo maipakita kung saan ang galing at lumabas, hindi ayaw pakita ni Michael Yang yung kanyang pera, ayaw niya pakita rin nila nung iba na kung saan ang galing yung pera, sila Mohit Gargani, ayaw nila pakita, basta nagkaroon lang sila ng pera. Ang totoo niyan, mamaya tatanungin ko ito, Mohit Gargani, hindi ba pareho kayo nitong si Lincoln Ong na empleyado ni Michael Yang? Tama? Mr. Mohit?
Mr. Chairman, I just get orders from Mr. Link as a friend. If he would give me any projects, I would try to work with him, but I never was an employee of Michael Yang.
But you presented yourself as according to Senator Ontiveros, correct? That you were associated with Mr. Michael Yang, with his office of the economic advisor. Lumabas ata yan doon sa iyong pinalabas sa iyong LinkedIn, correct? Never mind, it's already in the record.
As mentioned in the last hearing when that was brought up, I said naman po na that, I assumed that was my I got the job, but I did not make it, and I took down that position as well.
Mohit, where did you go to school?
Enderon po.
And that is run by a classmate of mine, President Gadot Rodriguez. Was he your president when you were there?
I remember
He was our valedictorian.
I believe
It's a good school.
The president was Dean Ed Rodriguez. I'm not sure if he's the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very smart man. Very respected man of our class. Nilabas mo yan, what are we supposed to expect? Kung tulad ni Lincoln, hindi niya sinasabi, pala, interpreter siya, pero maganda yung kanyang bahay, pareho tayo tinitirahan eh. Di ba? Magaganda yung kotse ni Lincoln, tatlo-tatlo na magaganda, 2 Porsche at saka isang Land Cruiser ba? O Range Rover? Lincoln, tama ba ako?
Lexus po.
Lexus, I'm sorry. Hindi ako sanay sa mga gandang kotse. Lexus. Hindi pa ako nakasakay sa Lexus. I think minsan lang ata. Tapos itong Porsche. 2. Tapos sasabihin mo, interpreter ka ni Michael Yang. Ikaw nagsuplong kay Michael Yang. Ikaw una nagsabi na si Michael Yang ay hiningi mo ng tulong. Siya nagpapakilala sa mga supplier. Tama? Sinagot mo na yan, yung sinasagutin. So talagang nagkakaduda kami. Masisisi nyo ba kami? Ayaw naman namin kayong kinukulong eh. Ayaw nagkukulong ng tao. Pero kung kayo, ayaw nyo mag-cooperate, huwag ko sa inyo, mag-cooperate na kayo sapagkat hindi kayo mag-cooperate, ang dami nyo ng huli dito na sinabi ninyo na mahuhuli kayo, in the end, kayo ang lalabas. No? Kaya hindi ko bibitawan ito hanggang hindi gagalaw ang mga kinaukulan ng gobyerno na dapat nag-file na ng kaso nung lumabas yung mga sinasabi nyo dyan. At dapat iniimbestiga na ako, saan napunta yung sinasabi natin dito, ba't ang Blue Ribbon pa ang maghahanap na hindi nag-deliver, hindi may palawanag ng mga accountant o ng bookkeeper kung saan napunta. At talaga kung ikaw ang presidente, magagalit ka, bakit hindi nyo hinuhuli yan, right? So, hindi bale. So, ano lumalabas, Mr. Jeff Mariano, wala kang kasalanan. Kung ano na ang sinubo sa'yo, parang computer ng araw, garbage in, garbage out. Yun ang iyong testimony, correct?
Yes po. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yes po, Mr.
What do you
Chairman.
say about that, Mr. Dargani? Lisa, can I just Senator Antiveros?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
I will call you. Wait, I just want to make sure that we get this done. What do you say about that, Mr. Dargani? You refuse to give them the records. Why? Why do you refuse to give them the records? Your own bookkeeper.
I haven't seen the email of Mr. Jeff Mariano, sir.
You've not seen the email. Again, that's evasive. You have records in your computer, and you can see that, I'm sure. Lincoln Ong, you follow the orders according to you, Mr. Dargani. Whatever Lincoln Ong says, you follow. And Lincoln Ong is the interpreter of Michael Yang. And if you follow the orders of an interpreter of Michael Yang, then you're working for Mr. Ong and Mr. Michael Yang. Would I be a failure if I conclude that? How can you follow Lincoln Ong? What's the answer, Mr. Dargani?
I don't take orders from Mr. Lincoln Ong and Mr. Michael Yang, sir.
Well, follow because he is your friend. That's the ostensible reason you follow him. When I asked you that question just a few minutes ago, and then you now you deny that you didn't work for Michael Yang, even if you advertise him in your LinkedIn, and now you're saying, how can I believe you, Michael Ong? I'm not going to be argumentative with you. I think the record will speak for itself already. I'm done with that. All right? Now, si Gerald Cruz po ay Chief Financial Officer sa kumpanya ng girlfriend mo na si Sofia. Ha? Sofia Custodio. Where is your girlfriend, Mr. Gargani? You're so generous. You made her a company across your office in the other building in the same area. Correct?
Yes, that's where the office was, Mr. Chairman.
Sofia, right? Where is Sofia now?
I don't know, Mr. Chairman.
Is she okay at least?
I really don't know.
Or you just fooling with her? Don't you care? You gave her a corporation along with Miss Mago. Sinama mo sila sa korporasyon. Tapos na yun, hindi mo alam. That's very ungentlemanly of you. You were cavalier. You were able to give her parang ibang mga tao dyan na walang respeto sa kababayan, bibigyan ng air condition para maging girlfriend. Pag nag-break na, babawiin pa yung air condition. Ganun ka ba? What is the answer to Miss Sophie? We have been looking for her as well. Mr. Kimbo, I need to know where we can find Gerald Cruz. Normally, the NBI should help us. I need to know where Jason Uzun is. I need to know where the girlfriend of who is the beneficiary. I want to know if she paid taxes on the gift given to her by Mr. Dargani. So I need to for you to to execute a subpoena for these people. We already issued a subpoena, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Kimbo? Mr. Kimbo? Somebody call. Okay, we'll grab Mr. Kimbo later on, but that is the order of the chairman. I will now go to Senator Ontiveros. Do you have a question pursuant to the in connection with these questions that this representation is asked? Because I don't want to lose them.